So, let's talk about MrBeast. But first, it's a beautiful day outside. I think I'm gonna go for a walk. Hello everybody. So, I'm out in nature right now, and whenever I'm out in nature, it helps me concentrate and know what I'm talking about on a significant topic. So, yeah. While I'm here, just walking in the woods, I wanted to talk to you guys about probably one of the biggest and most successful content creators of all time on YouTube, and that would be MrBeast. Regardless if you love him or you hate him, MrBeast is probably one of the biggest, if not the face of YouTube. So many people talk about him to this day. He's a really rich guy. He's pretty much one of the youngest entrepreneurs on YouTube that I've known so far. This guy is like my age, and he's a multi-millionaire. That's really saying a lot. And since he got up this high, I think chances are he's gonna be forever remembered on YouTube. And maybe beyond that as well. But how did he get up there? Well, he started off just like all of us, believe it or not. In 2013, he created a gaming channel. It was like MrBeast 600. Well, he made Call of Duty videos, just like how I made, gaming videos back when I first created YouTube stuff back in 2015 to nowadays, where I'm deciding to change up my content a little bit. And that's exactly what Jimmy did. He knew that gameplay wasn't really gonna work out for him in the long run because so many other people are doing it. He wanted to stray away from the crowd. Like, let's be real. Everybody in 2023, like everybody and their grandma, wants to make gaming videos. It's very easy. The fact was, Jimmy wanted to make other types of content because he felt like he had more potential to do something bigger. There are so many different types of videos on his channel that he tried to upload, like sawing a table in half with a plastic knife. That was kind of weird. Reading the entire Bible, reacting to a 10-hour music video with a timer in the background. Yeah, MrBeast was pretty much going above and beyond just for his content, even back then. But he also did like discussion stuff too. Like, he brought up PewDiePie, who was the face of YouTube back in the day, but now on the new YouTube platform, MrBeast pretty much overflowed PewDiePie in terms of subscribers, and he's like probably much bigger than him now. I mean, there's a photo of him with PewDiePie, I think in Paris when they met. It was actually kind of interesting. But the point I'm trying to make is that MrBeast kept experimenting with different types of content until something stuck. He was probably following every single trend on YouTube that was pretty much up there. I remember I actually discovered this guy's YouTube channel before he got famous. What I specifically remember was the worst intros on YouTube series, and I think Jimmy kind of regrets uploading them because it involved making fun of like little kids' intros on YouTube. I think what Jimmy's marketing strategy was, instead of making people feel bad, he wanted to make people feel good, so that's where a lot of his income came from. He probably just used it for his videos. He was giving different types of people money, like homeless people, people that were like less fortunate of him, and he just filmed it all. And I think that's where it started off. But even before then, he was just trying to work with everything, and when he found that one video that successfully hit, he wanted to just stick onto it. And, all of a sudden it started snowballing bigger and bigger and bigger until it became an empire on YouTube. This guy was making so much money, he had a hard time with supply and demand. That's why he has like a whole team now of people that work for him. He has like his own little studio in North Carolina, which is where he lives, by the way. The story of MrBeast is like gigantic, and it doesn't even seem like he's gonna be leaving YouTube anytime soon. I think what's pretty well known about MrBeast, besides his content that he makes, is that he has a huge influence on so many people now. Not only celebrities, but like different companies as well, like Nickelodeon. It's honestly insane. You can call this guy probably one of the biggest kings on YouTube, and I could blatantly agree with you on that. If YouTube exists like 50 years into the future, MrBeast will probably be still remembered because of all the shit he's been doing right now. Not everything about MrBeast's story was good, per se. There's been a lot of drama so much drama, that I probably can't describe all in this one video. But I'll point out one. One of the biggest things, well, Twitter obviously is the big thing that's pretty pissed off about this, is the fact that some of the videos like, oh, I made people see again, or I helped deaf people hear again, that got people mad for some reason. I think one of the biggest arguments was because MrBeast was flocking his wealth and just giving people money and just their reactions to it, I guess, I don't know, or just helping people that are less fortunate, and he's monetizing off of it. That's why they're pissed off about it. And it's like, hey, you can't record. You just gotta do it. It makes you a better person if you don't film it. It's like, regardless if he's filming it or not, he's still doing the good deed. So why do people care if he's filming? Maybe people out there want to see the genuine reactions of smiles on people's faces when they see for the first time or hear for the first time. It's a miracle of life. It's a good thing at the end of the day that they get to see. Who cares if he's the one filming it? Honestly, a lot of the points that people on Twitter make about MrBeast are completely invalid. I mean, at the end of the day, MrBeast is still thriving in the community on YouTube. And those people who could see and hear, they can still see and hear at the end of the day. MrBeast helped that. Knowing that he's like one of the biggest things on YouTube right now, what happens if YouTube goes away tomorrow? Let's say I upload this video and the next day YouTube closes and everything about my channel and everybody else is just gone. Completely off the internet forever. That's not really gonna be the case with MrBeast and PewDiePie and all those really big celebrities that helped change YouTube. I can explain. Remember when Vine was around? That's how Logan Paul got viral, was with Vine. And now he branched out to other different parts of the world, like companies and other shit. He's pretty much good. That man's probably set for life now, but he's still making content. MrBeast has different companies under his name, like Nickelodeon, Feastables, other stuff that he's done. Like, it's insane. Fortnite, he has a big influence on Fortnite. So if he goes away tomorrow, so if YouTube goes away tomorrow, that's not really gonna change anything for these guys. They've already done their shit on the platform. It can be archived. And even so, if all the shit was gone forever, there's still other places that they can go to when it comes to their living. My personal experiences with MrBeast is that, what the hell am I doing with my life? I'm 24, I'm making YouTube stuff. It's hard for me to, make a living and shit. The fact about this guy's content is unforgettable. It's crazy. Like, this guy can make the craziest type of video and go through with it, regardless if he has help or not. Like, he needed a lot of money to fill his fucking brother's house with Orbeez. So, yeah, was that a lot? Yes, it was, but he still went through with it. This crazy guy can make a promise and stick with it. Like that time he signed like 20,000 t-shirts with his crew on a 24-hour live stream on Halloween. Yeah, I was there with that. I have a t-shirt of it, one that was signed by MrBeast himself. I don't know if it was from Jimmy or someone from the crew, but there's a signature on it and I can prove it. I could show you in this one cutaway. All right, so we're in my closet and I'm going to get my archived stuff that I keep in this plastic case right here. Yep, so this is the MrBeast shirt, and you can clearly see the signature. It says MB right there with a little smiley face. Now, I don't know for sure if this is Jimmy himself that signed it, but it's clearly someone from the crew. And yeah, this is a very rare shirt that's probably not going to be seen again. At least stuff that's signed. With all the crazy shit and how much stuff he has and how rich he was, that's not the reason why I look up to MrBeast. I'll tell you a reason why. The main reason why this guy is very inspiring to me is because of his story. How he grew to become that much of a success on YouTube. It's pretty clear that he never gave up with trying to make YouTube his business. And I don't know if that came out of luck or just hard work and commitment. It was most likely both. I remember blatantly he gave advice to someone that wanted to make a successful channel, and at the end of the day, you just gotta upload shit that people just wanna watch. And as simple as it was, he's right. Basically, your priority, if you want to make YouTube your business, which I'm very far away from, don't get me wrong with that. There's a lot of things that I'm not doing right that I should be doing, but my life is crazy as it is. But for those who want to make it a business and want to be successful on this platform, you gotta know your audience, your target audience specifically, what content they like to see, and what you personally don't mind doing. How much are you willing to sacrifice for the entertainment of your own audience? That's pretty much what it resorts down to. And the fact that each MrBeast video is so crazy that so many people will still talk about it, that's how his business thrives. He could make a video like, oh, eating a bowl of cereal, and it's like, okay, he's eating a bowl of cereal. Don't get me wrong, still some people will like that, but the mainstream audience that are there to see MrBeast do crazy shit, he'd be like, okay, so what? What's he doing? But he also made a video like, I spent 50 hours in Antarctica. People are just like, wow, no one's crazy enough to do that. I want to click on that. That's pretty much how it works. This guy can come up with ideas every single day. And that's where it revolves around, just never giving up. And just thinking of what you want your audience to see. This is business. This isn't something like you can just post something. You can if you want. You can post something for fun, but if you really want your channel to grow, you gotta think like a PR man. You gotta think what you really want your audience to see, and if they're gonna like it or not. That's pretty much where it revolves down to at the end of the day. YouTube is very, very competitive. So don't take it personally if people aren't watching your videos. Getting noticed by new viewers on YouTube is very, very difficult, and it revolves around a lot of luck. It might have been easier back in the day because there was barely any competition, but the fact that so many people have easy access to uploading videos on this platform, it's tough. It really is. We get creators like iShowSpeed that got viral recently, but honestly, I think he just started off just like us too. Again, just seeing something blow up completely out of nowhere just takes a lot of luck. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You never know who you're gonna meet on this platform. I don't regret, being part of the MrBeast community because I met some really nice people over the years. Like this guy named Skitsy. Do you know the MrBeast meme? The MrBeast! That guy? Yeah, that's Skitsy. He's been trying to make his brand on YouTube based on that meme, but he wants to go beyond that. The MrBeast meme was pretty much his starting point, and he wants to continue making YouTube his business by doing his own thing. And I applaud him for it. It takes a lot of balls to do it, but even for him, it's still tough. It doesn't matter how big you are. You can't really run away from your problems. There's probably gonna be new problems that are gonna be on the way if you're trying to get big. Regardless on how big your status is. MrBeast probably has his own problems too. That guy's pretty much busy all the time because of how huge his business is. He's like the chief executive officer of his own company. Like I mentioned before, he's an entrepreneur. But knowing all this, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, seeing if your hard work does pay off if you do it right. And people will notice that. They will see it. And that's where it goes down to. Geez, I can't hold a steady camera for my life. Basically, I'm trying to avoid the wind picking up the mic, and it's the hardest shit in the world. I had to cut myself off before I started rambling again. But back to my main point on why MrBeast is so remembered is he has so many connections with so many people. And if you were like one of those people, one of those few people on this world that, that he gave money to you, I don't think you're gonna forget this guy. MrBeast has changed the lives of so many people through his content, and it's meaningful. There's a lot of shit that people are invested in, and MrBeast takes advantage of it. He's doing all the right things for his business. MrBeast has so much money that he can just retire now and just be set for life. But he chooses to make more content. Because I think that's his goal at the end of the day. He wants to make more content to do more good things for this world. And that's what he really wants to do. I'm not saying that MrBeast is like the next Jesus Christ of YouTube. That's not what I'm implying at all. All I'm saying is, like, doesn't matter how big these guys get, they're just normal people at the end of the day. And I think people don't really see MrBeast as just this normal dude. He's just like all of us. We're just all people, walking around the woods, talking to a camera, making an ass of yourself. Jokes aside. Although the rabbits and the birds probably think I'm crazy though, but who cares? Hello, Mr. Bunny. What do you think about MrBeast? Do you think everything I said about him was true? Or do you believe all the bullshit about him on Twitter? What do you think? Mr. Bunny? Can you answer my question? I'm surprised you haven't hopped away yet. I think he wants me to leave him alone. He's just eating. Aww. A lot of cool things really happened with his content, and people will remember that. I mean, like with the shirt I had, I'm archiving that for as long as I possibly can, because that's a memento to me. Told me that I was there on that day during that live stream when MrBeast signed all those shirts. Like, that shit's crazy. But the fact that he knew more people as his business continued to grow, and the fact that so many like companies and people want to sponsor this guy, he's on the Kids' Choice Awards, like all of that, it's pretty much why he's going to be remembered. Because like, not anybody can say that they've done all that. Yeah, this guy is crazy. In a good way, obviously. But long story short, MrBeast is really a really successful channel, and the fact that he's still not going anywhere to this day is crazy. Well, now with that out of the way, I'm going to enjoy the rest of nature before I return home and wrap up the video. So I'm back home, and I think I pretty much said what I had to say when I was outdoors. In that type of environment, I think I can actually say something. In an environment like that, I feel like I made sense of what I've said. And everything I've said about MrBeast is true. And there are some points that I refuse to talk about, like the Chris drama. Those are just some parts of the internet that I refuse to touch. That's just another rabbit hole that's just gonna cause a lot more drama. I've seen the Sunny V2 stuff, like, yeah, no thanks. But if Jimmy somehow discovers this video, which I highly doubt he does, hope what I said was inspiring, and I look up to you, brother. I applied for some of the jobs that you posted on LinkedIn, so if you want to hire me, I'm all down for it. Well, I think that's going to sum it up for me today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you all next time.